Welcome back everyone to Carolina Wild Harvest. Today we are going on our May 2021 garden tour. We skipped last month, so a lot has changed. I'm excited to jump into it, so let's go.
Let's go! Alright, so here we are in the start of the main garden. So we've got some leftover tango. Most of the lettuce is starting to bolt and go to seed. So this is some of the last of the tango. You'll see some more out here though too. And then we've got some dragon tongue beans. We just transplanted these. We tried starting something from seed, but we're pretty sure some pests, some insects got them before they were able to get established. And we got some corn.
That is the golden bantam corn.
Golden
and
bantam.
We have some blue Hopi sunflowers, kind of in, I think we only have 3 of those in the corn here.
Then let's see which squash. This was the Black Beauty. We've got a few Black Beauties over here. Some squash.
We have Minnesota midget melons there, as well as over on this side too. And then our corn here is doing fantastic.
Doing really well.
This whole block.
Yeah, I think this was where the compost pile was before we made the extension of the garden. So we had a big compost pile here over the winter. And yeah, these plants are doing really well. This corn's, I guess what, how many weeks would you say? Like maybe 4 or 5?
Beginning of May.
Right.
We planted it actually.
Yeah, so maybe 4 weeks.
So that just continues. Oh, we have the little watermelon, the Jubilee Bush watermelon.
Yep, that's the Jubilee Bush watermelon. More dragon tongues back there all the way across this section.
More corn. And then these are the green machine zucchini right here.
Yes, so 3 more green machine zucchinis or squash. We have like a little flower section, some asters, right?
I think so.
I believe these are all asters. These 3 here, and then we have a marigold. I believe this was, actually I forget what that is, yeah. But it was one of the other flowers we had. Some parsley, and a bunch of bolting lettuce.
So you guys, this looks different probably from last time.
Yeah, a little bit. We forgot to mention the onions, the Egyptian walking onions. You can see they're starting to make their little babies, little bulbs at the top. So we're pretty much letting all of these we have go and make us a lot more starts for the fall.
We also have some peas back there.
Oh yeah.
Really nice peas.
These are looking really good. Probably past their prime, but we'll save those for seed. So we have more peas to plant later.
We started planting tomatoes in the lettuce. We have a mix of varieties right here. The first 2 I know are large red cherry tomatoes. Then we have an assortment of pink, purple, and sunrise bumblebee, as well as some black cherry. And I want to say that there's some strawberry tomatoes in here as well. I think they're at the end though, and I believe that's all we have up here.
And we interplanted with lots of different herbs like basil and parsley. So we'll be adding even more as we continually take the rest of these bolting lettuce out. Yes. A lot of which are going to the chickens and bunnies because they're a bit too bitter for us right now, but a lot of this will still get eaten.
And I guess we have some cucumbers here at the end. Is that cucumbers?
Yep, slicing munchers. These aren't on drip like a lot of the other cucumbers are, so they're kind of struggling a little bit. But they'll probably do all right over here. And let's see, did we miss anything else? There's some
dill. Is that dill?
Yeah, some dill. We started from seed right there. And then right below this section is all of our garlic. We just harvested the scapes today. So that was an extra kind of bonus harvest from the garlic. It'll probably only be in the ground for about 1.5 months or 2 months.
So maybe in next month by the end of the tour we'll be harvesting it?
Yeah, it might be more like a July harvest, depending.
Check out our harvest videos, by the way. We have a whole playlist.
Yep.
We have a little nasturtium here.
Yep, small nasturtium. We harvested a bunch of the Swiss chard that was bolting over here that we had moved from other sections. Then we have some red Russian or red Ursa kale, a really big one. And some more kale, some lacinato or dinosaur kale, some
Curly Roja.
curly roja, nice purple one. Yep, we're trying that out for the first time. And then some Red Bull Brussels sprouts. So this is the first time we've had good looking Brussels sprouts. We actually started these in the spring, right? I think these two were from the spring. Yeah.
Okay.
These two are new. The other section is from overwintered. More kale, the roja, another Brussels sprout, and more kale. And another little nasturtium here. And then back to the other side.
We've got leeks up here.
Mm-hmm.
An assortment of peppers. I actually don't remember. Red Marconi and lilac bell pepper mix.
Mm-hmm.
As well as some leaf lettuce in there. We have, I guess, a broccoli or
Yeah, I believe that's a purple sprouting broccoli. We had some other broccolis over here beside it, but those are all done.
And we have some carrots that have been there a while, actually.
Yeah, the few carrots that made it that the ants or other insects didn't carry off the seeds before they sprouted. And then we have our eggplant section. This one we just transplanted out recently. All the other ones that we transplanted not only got hit by early frost about a month ago, but they've also been eaten by what I believe to be flea beetles.
Yeah.
The little holes in them, but they're still pulling through, so probably fruit for us. And then we've got some more beans, some more bush beans, Maasai bush beans, more carrots. Some of these we actually, since they were actually planted with that one over there, but again, like the ants or something got them before they got established. So we actually transplanted from some bags we had of carrots and just put them in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. All right, and then let's see, we've got some chia. So we're gonna grow some chia for seeds. Looking really good. This was a space for quinoa, but
not working for us.
We had some come up, but it didn't last very long. So we might have to try that again next year. And then some flax, which is flowering. Really beautiful, like purplish blue flower. Doesn't look like that
like
one's
right
starting
there,
to open. Yeah.
And then we have cucumbers over here. Well, we actually have a cucumber starting.
Yep. Cucumber, first cucumber of the year. We put these out pretty early. Most of our cucumbers went out pretty early too, but I don't think they were after the frost. So. And then a little zinnia. And to the next section, got more tomatoes.
Those ones are the strawberry tomatoes. I'm gonna say they are a little struggly right now. This middle one is our best one. It actually has some flowers coming on it.
Yep. Yeah, and these also got hit by a frost because we got them out really early, so we did have to like protect them with some buckets and whatever we could find. And again, we planted some basil below them. So lots of little basils, looking pretty good.
Beets.
Some beets, rainbow beets?
Yes.
Really good looking beets. These we started in modules and planted out.
These were like last year's, so I think they were modules.
Yeah. So they're kind of a few clumped together. That one's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that's the best beet I've ever had grow here. So some smaller ones, but quite a few looking good. And then we've got a kale section, some more lacinato, some more red Russian. Looks like that one's flowering. Some more, I believe this is actually the scarlet, not the red roja. This might be the red roja. And then some leaf lettuce, the last of our leaf lettuce. We transplanted out recently. And then we've got some peanuts.
African runner peanuts.
These are also part of like the earlier planting out, and we might have rushed a little bit, and some of them got some frost damage, you can kind of see. But they're still doing good.
Is that a little potato right there?
Yep, that's that small potato from last year that stuck around. Then we've got broccoli here. So this broccoli, you can see where we cut off the main plant, but it's still put out some shoots on the side, so we're gonna let it keep going. And then we've got some more beans. Were these the...
I want to say they're the cranberry, Vermont cranberry?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're the Vermont cranberries. Dry bush bean.
Same thing happened with them too.
Yep, we planted them out and they got eaten really bad. Probably by isopods or roly-polies, wood lice, whatever you want to call them. And then we've got a, is this a lemon or a muncher? I think it's a muncher cucumber. Pretty sure it's a muncher. And some dill, companion planted with it, and some peas. This is our little trellis we built. Just two 8-foot
Yes.
T-posts and yeah, and some cattle panel. Really simple. Just use some metal wire to tighten it, and
It's
nice
really
and sturdy.
awesome when it's full of cucumbers, although we gotta get more planted here.
Yeah. Then we've got some red onions. Most of these are pretty small because they didn't do well for us last year, so we just moved them over here. And you can see they're starting to flower. Really good for pollinators and stuff, so we're just leaving them. We might save some seeds and see how those do, but not really worried about these. But again, we've got some peas over here going up the trellis. And then we've got a kale section. Some more purple kale. I believe that's actually the scarlet. And then a red roja down there. And then the larger Toscanos here. We did have a bunch of tango, but as you can see, this one's bolting, so it's going to be really, really bitter. You can see when you break off something, it has this like milky sap that's quite bitter. So most of that will go to the chickens.
And then we have more onions with more babies.
Yes. Look how massive some of these are.
Crazy.
Yeah, but this is going to be lots of onions for later this year. And we interplanted, so we originally had moved most of these Egyptian walking onions to this spot, and then we planted some peppers in. Again, these were pretty early planted. You can see the onions are kind of like taking over.
They're kind of crushing them right now.
And we've had to like really stay on top of like pulling off these dead leaves of the onions because slugs and stuff really like those. So as long as we're staying on top of those, the peppers are doing all right. We've kind of got an open area here where we just have peppers, only peppers.
I just noticed we're getting flowers on some of these.
Oh yeah. Nice.
These are the shishitos?
Yeah, we've got some shishitos. I believe there's some red marconis over here as well.
And lilac bells.
Lilacs.
These are mini bells, apparently. Yeah, there's a tag.
Yep, mini. And then, is this?
That's the
endive?
chicory? Chicory.
Yep, chicory. So we got some chicory there. And then this is kind of like one of the wild areas that I've let go. Well, actually have transplanted a lot of these plantains, so I really like these plantains. We use it for like kind of insect bites. We feed it to the bunnies, the chickens, so we really like these. This is the broadleaf plantain, and then this is the lance leaf plantain, so we've got lots of those. We've also got some okra over here. We'll see how it does, kind of competing with some of the plantains, and a little bit shadier over here. Some more onions as well. And then a big, nice purple or red cabbage starting to head up. So it's looking good.
And we have these zucchinis. I think one's a black beauty and two are green sheens.
I believe so.
They were hit really bad with the frost. We didn't think they were going to come back at all, but they bounced back real quick.
Yep. And this is, didn't mention this, but this is the French sorrel. Really kind of like lemony green, really good. And this is a perennial for us, so this lasts all year. I think this plant is actually, there's probably a few plants in here, but these are probably 3 years old now, so they're doing really good. Some cilantro back here we'll let go to flower for the pollinators. But yeah, again, this section over here is a little bit more shady, So we might actually not get fruit on these. It might just, actually that looks like a fruit right there, doesn't it?
Female flower.
Yeah, so there's a female flower, you can tell. It's right there. Focus. And then the male flower you can see on the right, and the female flower looks like a little fruit with the flower on the top. But a lot of problems with squash in shady areas will happen and you'll just get male flowers, but those are looking good.
This is the endive right
Yep.
here.
So here's some endive we've got a little section of, and then we've got some broccoli. I think we might have some normal green broccoli, but possibly some purple sprouting
It's
broccoli
actually
as well.
cauliflower.
Oh really? Oh,
There's
this
some-
one
well,
is.
that
Yeah,
one
I
is,
think
yeah.
this one with the circular leaves
Yeah.
or more ovate leaves is cauliflower, and then these.
Oh yeah, because
are
we have a
broccoli.
purple broccoli right here.
Yep.
Purple broccoli.
Yep.
This one's not tagged, but
So 2 purple broccoli and 2 cauliflowers,
Yep.
I think, and then some more leaf lettuce under. So again, the shadier area is going to be better for summer lettuce and greens like that. Kind of a crazy section here with some random garlic that we didn't have space for, and then in the middle we have some black garbanzos. These didn't do much for us last year.
we planted them late
Right,
last year, so
right. So this is, like, we've got some in the raised bed in a different section of the backyard, but these seem to be doing better than the other ones, so.
yeah. Honestly.
And then more lettuce, more leaf lettuce, Lola Rosa, maybe some,
That looks like a romaine.
yeah, that does
honestly.
look like a red romaine. Red romaine knocked over here. Some random tree popping
got a lot
up.
of those.
We like to leave those for a little while and then we'll pull them. And then beets.
So there's quite a few varieties actually here. I kind of did them in strips, but not so much. Not in any particular order. I know there's Early Wonder, Cylindra, Egyptian Flat, and Golden Beets.
And you can see our no-dig practices. We've still got some old like
Pepper.
stems of our pepper from last year and we just left it. You know, you don't have to pull that up. You can leave the roots in and it's more organic matter for the worms and all the bacteria and insects. Random
Oh yeah,
lettuce.
Didn't even see them there.
few weeds in here, but not much. Yeah, and these were sown directly, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Whereas the others were transplanted. But these are definitely younger than
Yeah,
the
these
other
were
ones.
this. Well, I don't want to say spring. We planted them a little earlier than that, but
I'd say it's a spring planting for beets, though.
Yeah.
Early planting. And
Ta-da!
we've got our globe artichoke is going to flower. We could harvest this now, but we're gonna let it go. And I've heard that these are beautiful flowers, so this is our only one right now that's mature. This one's on its 2nd year, so it's putting up its flower, which is a nice, beautiful artichoke.
it's really pretty.
And then also it's had this borage actually overwintered, which typically borage is not going to overwinter for us here in this climate. But since it was right at the base of this artichoke, it had like a perfect microclimate to be a really sturdy looking borage. So one of the largest borages I've ever grown. So let's see, we'll skip this section. Some more beans. I believe. Are you sure that these aren't the? Are these? I think those might be the dried northern.
Oh, you switched them.
And then these are the cranberries.
Oh, maybe.
If I might be wrong, but either way, it's more dry beans, bush beans
Yeah.
here, and same thing. Like we planted directly in here, and hardly any of them actually gave true leaves just because they got eaten so quickly. So we ended up like transplanting these out. We started some inside and transplanted them out after about a week. So they're looking good so far. I think they're only like 2 days in,
Yeah, about.
maybe. So
2 days.
they're looking good. And this was originally our broccoli section. You can see some really small ones. I don't think these are going to do anything for us this year. A few larger ones. Purple cauliflower. You can see this is one of the beans that we directly seeded, and somebody came through and ate the top off and chewed on all the leaves. So that's probably not going to do much. But there's another one there as well. We also had Radish.
Yes, there was a lot of radish.
So we have a lot of radish. You can see one's flowering there. Another one.
Is this a carrot? I didn't even know
Doesn't
there
look
was
a
a little
carrot.
carrot back here.
Actually, that's parsley, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
And then we have some scarlet runner beans, I believe. We transplanted those. And more broccoli. Some random beets. Just 2 beets here. And then this is like our little cabbage section. So we've got a green cabbage, a red cabbage or a purple cabbage, some more purples. This is a another Brussels sprout. I believe this one's overwintered.
I think all of the ones over here are.
Yeah, so I don't know why it's so small. Probably not enough water. More green cabbage, another purple cabbage, another purple Brussels sprout, and a purple cauliflower, which is just starting to head up.
So pretty.
Yeah, we need to make sure we're staying on top of watering that so we get a nice harvest. Some more small broccolis, just the greens and the sprouting purples. Again with radish, and they're planted here.
This is where turnips once were.
Yeah, we had, it looks like one survived.
We had
Little
so
tree
many
there.
and they were looking great. It just, something got them.
Yeah, something was eating on them.
But this
Yeah.
basil is bouncing back really
Yeah.
nicely.
This basil looks really good.
I think, I don't know if it's the regular culinary or the giant. It might be the giant. But these are Sunrise Bumblebee tomatoes. They were, I think, all hit with the frost so bad that I didn't think they were going to make it.
Yeah.
But they bounced back.
The big volunteer sunflower, which we didn't even have sunflowers over in this section, so I don't know what it came from. I guess bird seed. Yeah. But it's looking really good. Like, it's about to my waist, so it's probably like 3 feet already. So, all right, and then stepping down to the next section.
Got celery.
Yeah, massive celery. This one's looking really good. A few different celeries through here. We started from seed. And then some leaf lettuce as well. And a little, I believe another Boston pickling like we had on the side at the beginning. Some random shiso that Tiffany loves so much. And then we have some, I believe they're red cayenne. Yep, red cayenne peppers.
Oh, there's some asparagus over here.
Here, yep. And a
Rutabaga.
big rutabaga.
Rutabaga, not a rutabaga.
What's it called?
Rhubarb.
Yeah, you made me forget what it was
I
called.
always knew that.
Rhubarb. So nice, pretty stalks on the rhubarb going. It's a cool perennial. And we've got my little patch of asparagus here. This one's I think a year old. This one's like 2 years old, and I think this one's also 2 years old. So I had a green and a purple, and then me and Tiffany last year planted, I think this one's supposed to be a purple.
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
purple.
Yeah, so I think that'll be a purple one. Yeah, those are looking good. And some red vein sorrel, which looks amazing. Like, geez, like the sorrels are just a really cool crop because they're perennial. They really like do really well. You don't really have to give them much. So
This is one of our newest additions,
Yep.
corn, and it's the glass gem corn. Everything came up except for, it looks like 2 spots, and I replanted those this morning actually.
So we're going to show you the greenhouse next, but first we've got some carrot bags out here. So these are just like the felt bags that we started some carrots in.
Been very successful this
Do you
fall.
remember their varieties?
Yep, there's this middle one is the little finger carrots, and then the 2 end ones are the ox heart carrots.
Some might need some nitrogen. It's looking a little yellow. But yeah, they're doing really well, and we have a lot better luck
With
doing it this
than
way.
in the ground.
I don't know if it's the ants or roly-polies or what, but we just don't have good luck starting carrot seeds.
We planted, these are the truly tiny greenhouse bananas. So we planted one in the ground, and then we have all of these, which we'll probably leave most of them in pots, but they're producing babies. That one even has a baby going on it already. So we'll probably try to plant some more out.
about my mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
This was my first time growing my own from like full inoculation in the bag and everything, and so this was a pink oyster. You can see it's got some algae and stuff on it right now.
That harvest was in the May harvest video.
Yep.
You have to check that video out.
Yeah, definitely check that out. It's really cool mushroom and beautiful, massive as well. And this is a chestnut that I inoculated as well, and some lion's mane that really isn't doing great. It got contaminated, so. But they just chill out in here, and they really like the humidity, especially the pink oyster, and yeah, and the heat. So on this side, we've got some eggplants. Let's see, long purple.
I think they're all long purple.
Yeah, so these are probably have been in the ground the longest. Ooh, you can see a beetle there eating on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, these have been in the ground the longest and have probably done the best kind of long term. Another beetle there on that one. But they're doing good. I like the greenhouse too. And
purple bumblebee tomato.
Oh yeah, the Swiss chard too. I skipped over that.
That guy's been here for
yeah,
a long time.
I don't know what he's doing. I think it looks like he's starting to flower there. But and then we've got a lettuce that we've let go to seed in here. It was massive. So and it also didn't bolt super quick like some of the others, so we decided we'd save its seeds to grow next year. And I guess this was a Lola Rosa.
Yes. Yeah, I believe so.
Then on this side, another one another lettuce we're seed saving. This was the freckles. Then another lettuce there we need to harvest. And then the tomatoes here.
Sun gold. Oh, okay.
So that's a sun gold. Probably only 1.5 feet or so.
This is, I believe, our compost tomato where we found last year in the compost, and we overwintered him, and he's thriving now. He has a little tomato down here. I've narrowed it down. It's definitely not a strawberry tomato, but it still could be a lot of different varieties. And it's not a pear one either.
Cool. Yeah, so that's exciting.
That's an unknown tomato too, I believe. Unless it was, I don't remember. I don't remember where he came from.
Another tango lettuce. You can see it's bolting again. It's got a nice thick stem, so we'll need to take that out soon. And then
that's the same one, the truly tiny.
And then our lemon cutting that we took last year of our big lemon tree. The big lemon tree is in a larger pot, and it's doing really well. But this is our cutting that we're babying and trying to turn into a big lemon tree. Alright, so that's the greenhouse. On to the raised bed and new garden. Alright, so here we are. There's the greenhouse over there. And this is our new garden, what we call the chicken garden, because it is right close to the chickens. So a lot of times we just use this fence and those fences over there to kind of create a little path for them to get into the garden. We are waiting for some of the plants to get a little bit more established before we let them back in. But yeah, so this is a no-dig garden. Basically it was all lawn, just like over here. And you can see the lawn over here and down here. And we essentially just took cardboard and cardboard paper, covered the grass, then put some mulch, some wood chips on top of it, a good thick application, and let it sit over the winter. And now we're using it as a garden, and some of it's doing really well. Got some squash, not really sure what kind that is. It might be another green machine or something like that, or a black beauty.
It is a black beauty.
And then I think this is, again, that one's a green machine. And that's a small pumpkin. And then we've got our Cherokee tomatoes here.
So
we planted Cherokee tomatoes last year in the main garden in what we thought was a really good section. Did everything right, watered well, all of that, and they didn't do anything.
We got 2 tomatoes, I think.
2 medium-sized tomatoes. But these are doing really well. Basically what we did is we dug a really large, I'd say like 3 times the size of the pot they were in, hole for them. We added compost, fresh compost, and planted directly in, and we've been doing really deep waterings every 2 days. and they've been doing amazing. Probably some of our best looking tomatoes besides the one in the greenhouse, like doing really well. So I'm excited about those. We've got some red Hetty's okra, is that right?
Yes.
Aunt Hetty's red okra. What kind of sunflowers?
They're either the chocolate cherry or the strawberry sunflower, strawberry blonde sunflower, but I know we have both of those in this garden. I just don't know which is which.
There's a amaranth, other amaranth, some other Cherokee, some really sad eggplants. Again, the beetles, the flea beetles have eaten those up. More amaranth, sunflowers, another okra and an amaranth. I believe this is, yep, a Jubilee watermelon.
Yep.
Another sunflower. I believe this was the calendula coneflowers, or one of the wildflowers.
This is the Mardi Gras dahlia. This is our first dahlia flower right here. It's not flowered yet, but it's getting there.
Mm-hmm.
And you go, we'll post it on Instagram, so make sure you go follow us there.
Then some more squash. Another one. That is sunflower. Died in the heat yesterday. Some more sunflowers. Some more milkweed we transplanted. And then a corn section.
Yep.
It's kind of starting to get taken over by the grass, but it's looking really good. And then more sunflowers. I believe this is lovage.
We have a new strawberry patch up here too.
Yep,
It's a work in progress.
There's also another sugar pumpkin there, and another watermelon here, and some more sunflowers. I believe this is hyssop. Cucumbers, and a squash.
Frog.
Little froggy. And we've got a bunch of potato bags
Blue
in here.
potatoes. I think these are
blue.
all blue.
These are what, like a 5-gallon?
I want to say so.
It looks about like a 5-gallon. It's one of the larger bags we have. And we've done some potatoes. Got 3 really good looking bags. Are these all the?
Yeah, they're all 3 are blue.
Yeah, all 3 of these are blue potatoes. Got some sage and some more milkweed. I believe this is, I want to say this is the scallop squash. I believe these are 4 o'clocks flowers. Let's see what else we didn't even mention the trees, the fruit trees. This is an apple tree. Over there is the peach tree. We've got some sweet potatoes here.
Purple.
We started, yep, purple sweet potatoes. We started from slips that we sprouted ourselves. Some elderberry. It's an elderberry tree. Another elderberry tree. And just put these in the spring. Let's see. We've got some. Wait, what do you call these?
Are those the hostas?
Yeah. Hostas. Some flowers. And beautiful nasturtiums. And a green machine. So this is definitely our earliest squash. Green machine. Already got a fruit there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe that's another one. Another green machine right there. Some more nasturtiums, some more hostas.
And the raised bed.
And then our raised bed. We've had a lot of issues this year in this raised bed.
Yeah.
We've lost probably like 3 or 4 tomatoes. It's the only one that survived. There are just so many pill bugs. They really love this mulch. You can see some there. And they just eat everything. Like, I never had issues with pill bugs before eating live plants.
Yeah, we put especially tomatoes, just taking
tomatoes. They've eaten through this lemon cucumber, which was our best looking lemon cucumber, so it's really sad. It still looks alive, but I highly doubt it's going to survive being chewed through that bad. Maybe it will.
I mean, they're still eating away at it, so it's
Yeah.
not going to last much longer.
Right. But they've eaten probably 2 or 3 of our cucumbers that we've tried to transplant out. And again, they ate through multiple
I
tomatoes.
planted that one yesterday morning, and by the evening it was gone.
Yep. And then this is a parsley that was overwintered and is now flowering. Really good for beneficial insects. Some more eggplants, which
These are
you
the
can see the flea
patios.
beetles on.
Yeah, these are the patio babies. They're a new variety for us. Hopefully they hang in there because
Yep.
I want to get some of those.
They're looking good though, surprisingly. I thought they would also get eaten, but they're looking good.
This is a new variety of pepper. It's called the Gypsy Sweet Pepper.
Yeah, we got this from a local farm supply store, and it's looking really good.
Little eaten, but it's fine.
Yeah, we'll have that.
All of our other peppers are like that. Thank you to the pill bugs.
Yep, they've eaten just about all of the peppers we had over here. That one last cucumber there, the small one, we're really hoping that one does okay.
Yeah.
More of the garbanzos here, like we mentioned, we've got some here, the black garbanzos. They're looking pretty good. One or two is looking kind of rough, but some of them are looking really good. And then another okra right in the middle of the bed. And we do have some like parsley and basil. Alright, so right below the chicken run which we built, there's a video from a while back on our build of that. We've got a lot of stuff, so we use really thick mulch down below to catch any runoff from the chickens, and we take advantage of that by planting lots of plants. So we've got some Mexican sour gherkins, which we really like. They kind of took over the garden last year in some sections, so we're going to see how they do with the chickens.
Hopefully they'll take over this whole chicken run.
And provide some extra shade for these guys. We've got some squash back here too, like pumpkins, and that one looks like, let's see, what does that say? Oh, green machines. So some more green machines, some nasturtiums, another Alaska variegated one, sad looking squash. I believe this is
Did you say it was lemon balm?
yeah, lemon balm, I think. More squash, more sour gherkins, squash, some pumpkins doing really well, about to flower. Got some male flowers going on. Some more squash.
All the chickens are following.
Yeah, they're just waiting for some treats here. They're used to us walking by giving them treats. Amazing looking canna lilies. And chickens like eating on those. Some more pumpkins. Another squash. Some more lemon balm, I think. And there's a cucumber there. It doesn't get a lot of water, so I don't know that it'll make it, but it's trying. And then some peppermint. And then onto the other chicken garden, or what we call the shade garden. It's a chicken garden because we let these guys in it. And our other rooster, Zeus, they get to go in here and eat insects and scratch around. So let's see, let's start up here. We got some new green globe artichokes, so we're starting some back here. It's a little bit shadier back here, and artichokes do well in the shade or shadier areas, so we got those. Some tomatoes. This is basically where our extra tomatoes go. It's a little bit shadier, so they don't get as big back here, and we don't have a good water system back here, so we have to hand water back here. Do you remember what varieties these are though?
I think those ones are the large reds.
Okay.
There's
So
the
we've got
smaller ones down here, and the Max wild cherries.
So we've got two of the large reds here. Some cucumbers, I believe these are Boston pickling. Some of our extra onions we put back here going to flower. Also, I guess we should mention originally this was basically a berry garden, so it was blackberries and raspberries. So kind of in the middle of this entire area is a bunch of blackberries and raspberries kind of interplanted. Let's see what else. There's a pumpkin doing really well, and got some male flowers going. Another tomato. We're basically planning to have, oh, and another tomato I missed. We just planted that one, I think.
Yes.
So basically this whole area is going to be
Extra
tomatoes. Uh-oh, Ev lost her ball. Here you go, Ev. Good girl. And we also do have some more artichokes along the fence line. Ev really wants to play. Some amaranth there, another artichoke, another cucumber, and a few more artichokes down the fence line here. And then we have like flowers and green section. So some more asters, aster, and then some kale. Some of our extra kale. Some Swiss chard. I don't know how, but this Swiss chard looks like the best Swiss chard we've ever grown. So I don't know why this area has done so well. I mean, having the chickens back here, and we also put some bunny poop as fertilizer out here, so maybe they just really like that. But yeah, we're doing well here. Marigolds starting to flower. Some other flowers here as well, some wildflowers. Then some of our extra peanuts, which actually these didn't get hit with the frost because we planted them later. And they're looking really good, even though they're kind of in a bit more shaded area. Blackberry, raspberry. Let's see what else is over here. We do have a gooseberry. This is like 2 or 3 years old, but it's not doing great in this area. It doesn't get a lot of sun, so we might need to move it. And then we have a really sad eggplant and another sad eggplant, but I think they'll survive. Then a little squash section. Some of the extra squash we had. Some chia. Some chia we're gonna grow for seeds for the chickens. And then some celery. Swiss chard. And more celery down the row here. And then lots of our extra strawberries, which do really well back here.
And potatoes.
Some crazy potatoes.
There's a random piece of corn there.
I think these have actually been growing here for 2 years now, and I just never actually fully dig them up.
Yeah.
But these are looking really good, like crazy good. So we're probably gonna add more compost here and then try to get a good harvest out of them. And let's see, more celery like I mentioned. Some eggplants. Echinacea, it's starting to flower. And then another tomato section of, you said the mats?
Mats, yep.
Cherry tomatoes.
Which one had, oh, this one had all the little babies on it.
Oh yeah.
It won't be getting too much bigger than that, so
Yeah.
should be ready soon.
Parsley with them. Some companion. And yeah.
I think that's it.
So that's the shade garden. So there you have it. That's all of our different garden areas and what we're growing right now in May of 2021. So let us know what you're growing. Let us know what interests you. If you got any questions about what we're growing or how we're growing. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.